Hey guys, Nightmare5015. Doing a review, sort of like lightning round, but just because I feel like doing 3 reviews at once. Well, 2 plus a bit of an update since I changed Zyrax a long time ago, and I haven't bothered to update. So here it is. Now the first thing you notice is that his weapon is new. I do believe that this is an entirely different different version because nothing is the same about it. Now what's cool is it will actually pop into his back easier than it used to because it's got this little peg on it. That's actually not supposed to be there. It's supposed to stay on his back, but it refuses to stay where I want it to, so. Now, put that down for a sec. The other most noticeable part is his arm here. He has 2 new arms, and they're both symmetrical, unlike before. Their posability is great, and this design I think I've actually used maybe several times. You got this Hordika leg on top of a Metru arm piece, which works out really nicely with this shoulder plate attached to a Rakshi arm right there, which in my opinion, is one of the best arm designs that I've come up with. Or helped to come up with, since, once again, my brother can probably take credit for that. I don't make a lot of this stuff myself, oddly enough. Now, the sniper here can, since it has that chain on it, go up his arm, and plug into this little thingy right here. So now, he can have that on his back. And the only other big change is that he now has, instead of an arm blade, he has a full sword. This was actually Zaxivita's sword, but she's done for, and that officially means I have no female mocks, which means I am really not being very versatile about this. So yeah. Zyrax, in his newfound glory, now has a badass looking sword, and moving on. Review number 2 is something, this guy right here, who, God, I think I've had him for 3, maybe 4 months, and haven't bothered to move him from the shelf since I first put him there, so now at last, free from his perch, let's take a look at this guy. Once again, I have no name, because I'm just really lacking in said naming department. I should probably ask Skittles, because he names Axivita, and he seems good with names, better than me at least. So, here we go. From the ground up, since there's really no backstory, feet, painfully simple, there we go. Shins, also painfully simple. Legs, painfully simple. Now, when you get to the crotch design, that's where it gets interesting, because this body is entirely custom, which is kind of big for me, since I usually don't go for that. And what we have here is a somewhat flexible waist design. It moves side to side and back and forth, but it doesn't completely bend, because what I did was I took 2 hand joints, 2 hand connectors, and put a ball joint right in the middle there, which is kind of weird how it works out. I mean, it makes this little thing that's stable, but doesn't really move all that much. But it still has some flexibility in it. So, I really like that. The body, very, very custom. I tried to model it after Moon Werewolf Air, who apparently I've taken a lot from. Kind of disappointing she's not doing her videos anymore. I liked her mocks. But that's all said and done. I tried to imitate what Moon Werewolf Air had, Moonstalker had, but I came up dry looking for the design. So I kind of put my own twist on it, tried to make it from scratch. What turned out of it was these silver feet right here. I believe those are Hydraxins. I could be wrong. It's ironic because I'm using his mask too. I put them on a silver Zamor launcher. You can kind of see right there, and worked from there. What's interesting is there's actually a rod going through his back that comes out here that actually goes from here to the front of his chest, which is kind of weird because the way all the attachments work off of that thing is really surprising. I wasn't expecting it to be so successful. And one of the other interesting quirks about it is that he has this thingy that I found. I'm not sure what it came from. It looks like it came from a Lego set, but I could be wrong. Now, it has this attached to it, and what this is, let me unwind there. This is a grappling hook. He can actually detach it and use it, but I'm not going to bother with that for the moment. The only problem is it kind of wraps around his arm there, so probably could inhibit posability. This design here, same one you saw on Ryvax earlier, just with this attached to it for his own flair. And the exact same arm design except for this Mantax armor plate. Now, he was supposed to be an assassin thing, but I haven't exactly figured out where he slots in, so that's left to the open air for right now. This sword I thought was interesting because it uses this spring-looking thing as a hilt. The sword itself, not particularly complicated. And there you have it. That's one more underrated as of yet mock. Now this one I might not be able to fit into the camera because he's tall. Give me a sec, I'm going to grab something else. One moment. Still not quite there, but we'll live with it. This, once again, I got no name for you, but I thought this mock kind of ended up being designed sort of after, what was his name? Moon Werewolf again. It was Poly something. Screw it, I can't remember anything right now. Now, I kind of made the model of him on a certain power that I'd wanted to give him. And this power involves his shoulder thingies coming off here. He is supposed to be kind of a truth-sayer. Like, he can look into your mind and tell whether or not you're lying, kind of thing. Like, you're supposed to, like, you stand in front of him, and he uses these pincer-looking things to kind of, like, envelope you and read your mind, supposedly. Now, to the mock itself. This thing is in sore need of a sharpieing. Gonna have to move around for this, so let's take away the stand there. Feet, double sack. Shin armor, fairly simple, but very nice looking. Leg armor, painfully simple. Crotch armor. How many times have I said the phrase, painfully simple? The crotch itself is kind of different, though. It's... ah, crud, I'm going to have to put these all back up. The only issue with this is that the posability is seriously lacking. That and the fact that his waist joint hardly holds him up. Sorry about the view there. Hold on. Just trying to put his shoulder thingies back up. Okay. Now, the kilt thing, he's got kind of a robe going on here. I thought it looked cool, and it kind of does. It's kind of a double robe thing, because I got two different capes on him, which, interestingly enough, both come from the same character. No, one of these comes from Jaco, the other's from King Matthias. Whatever. The body design is probably one of the most complicated that I've ever made. Also, one of the ones that works the least, because you can see out here, it's still got these pieces hanging out for no purpose whatsoever, so it needs to be refined a little. These themselves are actually arms, but they fold back for the pincer thingies. They look really nice, like a shoulder armor. And the big problem I have with this thing is the posability of the arms. Because these shoulder pads are big, they look really nice where they are, but they hinder posability from the shoulder very, very much. Now, I was thinking maybe flip them around, put them a different direction so that they don't interfere quite as much, but I'll experiment with that in the... You know what, I'll just do it right here. Let's see if putting it lower makes any difference, because it probably will. I just thought it looked cooler higher up because it gave him a slightly bulkier appearance. Now, to the arms, a pair of his pincer thingies. This is actually attached to his hand, although it doesn't really look like it. Those aren't supposed to come off. Then he's got these Kina thingies right there. What's interesting is I haven't seen a whole lot of people use the Sidorak shoulder gears as like armoring. Like I've seen the only person I've seen use is Shadow Gear, and he uses them for heals on his Shadow Gear Mach. So I mean, no name. General theme is the Truth Sayer, so that'll work from there, I guess. Polemarchus, that was the guy's name. Finally remembered. That's what he's kind of supposed to look like. That's it for this guy. And that's it for this review. So, Nightmare 5015 signing out. See you guys.